Want to speak real Thai from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ThaiPod101.com.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Thai. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jay.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Thai grammar. On a fundamental level, Thai grammar is extremely simple, especially in comparison with more complicated European languages like French or German.
For example, verbs do not inflect in Thai.
It means that when you form a sentence, you don't need to worry about tenses such as past, present, and future tense. Instead, tense is expressed by adding a separate time word.
There are also no plural forms of nouns and no conjugation of verbs.
Also, there are no articles and no noun genders in Thai, and fewer prepositions are used.
Any words that aren't essential to the core meaning of a sentence are usually optional and can be omitted.
Wow, doesn't that sound easy?
Yes, it's also very easy just to learn a couple of words and immediately start building some of your own phrases and sentences.
But being a simple language does not mean it is less challenging than other languages. Do you know that the basic Thai sentence is incredibly simple? It is structured with an SVO, subject, verb, object, order, just like in English.
For example, ฉันรักคุณ This has the same word order as in I love you.
Thai verbs don't change their form for tense. Instead, tenses are indicated mostly by context or with the use of words like
จะ will or going to แล้ว already.
So, if you want to talk about the future, you just add the word
จะ
in the sentence.
ฉันจะไปโรงเรียน I will go to school. คุณแม่จะทำอาหาร Mom is going to cook.
It's the same in other tenses, like present continuous tense. You just have to add a word to change the tense.
ฉันกำลังอ่านหนังสือ I am reading a book. เจนกำลังทำความสะอาดบ้าน Jane is cleaning her house.
And to indicate a sentence's past tense, just add a time indication, such as yesterday, last week, 1 month ago, etc. in the sentence.
เมื่อวานฉันอยู่บ้าน Yesterday I was at home. เดือนที่แล้วฉันไปพัทยา Last month I went to Pattaya.
Lastly, the present perfect tense. Just add the word
แล้ว
or already.
ฉันทำการบ้านแล้ว I've already done my homework. ฉันกินข้าวแล้ว I've already eaten.
So now you know how to form a basic sentence in Thai in different tenses. Just remember that the basic structure will always stay the same. However, tense can be expressed by adding certain words. Questions and negations are represented by adding meaningful particles to a sentence without destroying its basic structure. In Thai, a negative sentence is made by using negative words, such as
ไม่ ไม่ใช่ ไม่ได้
The most common negative word is
ไม่
and it's used by simply placing the word
ไม่
in front of the verb.
For example, I'll go in Thai is ฉันไป The negative sentence is ฉันไม่ไป or I won't go.
Do you have other examples?
Yes, I do. How about this sentence? My friend has a book. That's เพื่อนมีหนังสือ As a negative sentence, it's เพื่อนไม่มีหนังสือ My friend doesn't have a book. Another example will be ฉันจะมาที่นี่อีก I will come here again. And the negative sentence of this will be ฉันจะไม่มาที่นี่อีก I won't come here again.
There are two ways of forming a question. First, questions can be made by adding the word
ไหม
at the end of a sentence.
For example, คุณหิวข้าวไหม คุณรักฉันไหม คุณเคยมาที่นี่ไหม
Or add one of the question words at the end of a sentence. Common Thai question words are
who what where when why how
For example, what is this?
อันนี้คืออะไร
Who are you?
คุณคือใคร
Where is it?
ที่นี่คือที่ไหน
Note that the question mark isn't used in Thai. When answering a question, Thai people typically don't use yes or no as in English. Instead, they repeat the main verb, either by itself or with
ไม่
before it.
For example, to answer the question, Are you hungry? คุณหิวข้าวไหม We will say หิว hungry or ไม่หิว not hungry instead of saying yes or no.
How about if I want to ask, do you want to catch a movie with me?
The question will be คุณอยากไปดูหนังกับฉันไหม If you do, you will say อยาก or want. But if you don't, then say ไม่อยาก or don't want.
Well done! Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Thai sentences are formed using a subject, verb, object, or SVO word order, just like in English. Secondly, you learned how to form negative sentences by adding one word before the verb. Lastly, you learned that asking questions in Thai is easy, because you only have to add the question word at the end of the sentence. We've covered only the very basics of Thai grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Thai in 3 minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Thai grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye! Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, what is the difference between ka and ka? As you may already know, krap and ka are used after sentences to add politeness. In this lesson, we'll focus only on the female version, ka. In Thai writing and speaking, there are 2 tones and spelling of this word. Depending on the tone, we use the word differently. It's very simple and easy to understand, so let's begin. The first tone and spelling of this word is ka with high tone. This is used when you want to ask questions and to address someone formally. This includes not only when you say the question out loud, but also in writing. This is only valid for female speakers. I'll give you some examples. Ka can be used in sentences like อะไรนะคะ Pardon? ไปไหนคะ Where are you going? Or when calling someone formally like คุณคะ You คุณครูคะ Professor. This is extremely important in writing, as if used wrongly, the reader might presume that you are not competent in the language. Now moving on to the second tone and spelling of the word, which is ka with falling tone. This is the most general and basic form of the word. Again, this is only valid for female speakers. Ka is used in general sentences such as answering something or agreeing to something. For example, สวัสดีค่ะ Hello. ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you. You might use it when agreeing, like ได้ค่ะ Yes, sure. ใช่ค่ะ Yes. Notice how I say it. The tone is quite different from the word used to ask questions. ค่ะ Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how many ways can you say you in Thai? Just like the word I, we have many words to say you in Thai. Today, we are going to learn about the different words that you might encounter in Thai conversations and expand your vocabulary when addressing the person you are talking to. The first word you probably learn when addressing the person you are talking to is คุณ It's the most general word as it can be used both formally and informally. For example, the sentence คุณทำอะไรอยู่ What are you doing can be said from an employee to his client. You can make it more formal by adding ครับ or ค่ะ at the end of the sentence. คุณ can also be used in front of names to add a degree of politeness to the sentence. For example, คุณสมชาย Mr. สมชาย When with friends or someone you are close with, we usually use เธอ แก เอง or มึง The degree of formality in these four words are ranked respectively, with เธอ being the most polite. มึง is usually used with กู another word for I in Thai that we discussed in a previous lesson. For example, มึงจะไปไหน or เธอจะไปไหน Where are you going? The sentences have the same meaning but different connotations. แก and เอง are still informal, but they should be used with friends. หรือ is commonly used by Thai Chinese people in Thailand. ท่าน is a very formal word to say you. It's commonly used when you're talking to someone you respect or who's of a higher status. For example, สวัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์ Hello professor. Just like คุณ it can be used at the front of someone's name to add a sense of politeness as well. For example, ท่านนายกเป็นคนตลก The prime minister is a funny person. When using มึง be sure to use it with close friends or someone you know really well, as the word can be offensive when used with strangers. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
Want to speak real Thai from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ThaiPod101.com.
Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I read the low tone or เสียงเอก of Thai? The low tone of Thai is the second out of 5 tones of Thai. For ease of learning, we usually learn this after we know a bit about middle tone. Unlike middle tone, low tone has some changes in the pitch when spoken. In this lesson, I'll give you some tricks on how to tackle this tone and say it correctly. In low tone, the Thai tone remark is usually หมายเอก In transliteration, this mark is used. This tone is a bit more complex than the middle tone. In order to say this tone correctly, you need to lower the normal pitch of your voice. One similarity of this tone to the middle tone is the voice is constant, but for low tone, you add a slight falling low pitch. I'll give you an example so you can practice. ใหม่ You can hear that my voice goes in a lower pitch when pronouncing the word. Now, let's hear an example sentence. กินไข่ I eat eggs. The first word of this sentence, กิน or eat, is in middle tone, but the last word, ไข่ or eggs, is in low tone. You can hear that my pitch went slightly lower at the end of this sentence. Here's another example, so you can get a clearer picture of this tone. ไก่และเต่าอยู่ในป่า Chickens and turtles are in the forest. Now, in this sentence, the word และ is spoken in a high tone and ใน has a middle tone. The rest of the words in the sentence are spoken in a low tone. To perfect this tone, make sure you keep your pitch as low as possible. Tones are pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I read falling tone or เสียงโท of Thai? The third tone of Thai language is called เสียงโท In English, we describe it as a falling tone. Falling tone is one of the trickiest tones in Thai as the sound contains both high and low pitches. Let's see how to say this tone correctly. The falling tone or เสียงโท is usually shown by the Thai remark. Its transliteration is this mark. Just like the transliteration remark, this tone first goes up and then down. After all, it is the falling tone. We need to go up first in order to be able to fall. To say this tone, focus on pitching your voice to go slightly up first and then to fall down at the end of the syllable. Here's an example. ป้า aunt. You can hear from my voice that my pitch went up and then down very slightly. Let's hear it once more. ป้า Now, to show you the difference of this tone compared to other tones, I'll use a phrase similar to one from a previous lesson. It's ป้ากินไข่ต้ม My aunt eats boiled eggs. The first and the last word of this sentence are in falling tone. Notice the difference of pitches when I say ต้ม compared to กินไข่ My pitch goes up and slightly down by the time I finish saying the word. Let's look at some more examples. ข้าจัดเสื้อผ้าในตู้ I organize some clothes in the closet. Every word on this sentence is in falling tone except จัด which is in low tone and ใน which is in middle tone. Here's a tip. This tone is similar to when you are emphasizing something in English. For example, you want to tell someone you'd love to go somewhere with them. So you say, I would love to go with you. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I read high tone or เสียงตรี of Thai? The high tone is the fourth tone of Thai. In Thai, we call it เสียงตรี This tone is quite easy as there's nothing too complicated about the pitch itself. Now, let's begin on how to tackle this tone and say this tone in perfect pitch. High tone usually uses my 3 remark to indicate the tone. In transliteration, this mark is used. High tone is the opposite of low tone. To perfect the high tone, focus on the pitch of your voice. In this tone, your pitch needs to be high. Stressing your syllable when speaking is also ideal in this tone. For example, take the word ป้า or dad. You can hear that my pitch went high when saying this word. Now, let's say it in a sentence. กินไข่ต้มกับป้า I eat boiled eggs with my dad. The last word and syllable of this sentence is in high tone. You can hear that it's the only word in this sentence that has a high pitch without a falling tone. Some more examples include ร้านค้าจัดโต๊ะแจกน้ำ This shop is preparing a table to give away some water. น้องขี่ม้า My brother rides a horse. See the difference? In this sentence, the second word is in low tone, while the rest are in high tone. Pretty simple, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
Hello and welcome back to Thai Weekly Words with me, Prathana. This week we'll be learning words about studying a language. เรียนภาษา คำกริยา verb คำว่า วิ่งเป็นคำกริยา The word to run is a verb. คำนาม noun ประธานของประโยคมักเป็นคำนาม The subject of a sentence is usually a noun. บทเรียน lesson บทเรียนวันนี้ยากมาก Today's lesson is very difficult. คำถาม question คุณครูถามคำถามกับนักเรียน The teacher asked questions to the students. อ่านออกเสียง to read aloud การอ่านออกเสียงทำให้จำประโยคได้ To read a sentence aloud helps you remember it. And that's the end for today's Thai Weekly Words. If you have any comments or questions, please be sure to let us know. And we'll see you in the next Thai Weekly Words. Bye! Hello and welcome back to Thai Weekly Words with me, Prathana. This week we'll be learning about life events เหตุการณ์ต่างๆในชีวิต เกิด to be born ฉันเกิดในเดือนสิงหาคม I was born in August I'm a Leo การสำเร็จการศึกษา graduation วันสำเร็จการศึกษาสำหรับคนไทยถือเป็นวันสำคัญมาก Graduation day for Thailand is a very important day. So you'll find that the graduate actually wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning to get their makeup and hairs done to look the best on their graduation day. That's how important it is for Thai university students and graduates. ได้งาน to get a job เขาเรียนจบปุ๊บก็ได้งานทันที He got a job as soon as he graduated. What a lucky guy. แต่งงาน to marry เจ้านายของฉันแต่งงานแล้ว My boss is married. เกษียณ to retire ที่เมืองไทยคนส่วนใหญ่เกษียณที่อายุ 60 In Thailand, most people retire when they're 60 years old. And that's the end for today's Thai Weekly Words. We're happy to hear your questions or comments. So if you have any, please let us know and we'll see you in the next Thai Weekly Words. Bye!
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use go in Thai sentences? Go is a word that's used informally in Thai. There are various meanings to this word. It can be used in almost any conversational situation. Most of the time, it's a connection word, mainly used to further explain things and to mean them. Let's begin to explore the usage of this word in Thai sentences so you can master it. One simple usage of go is to use it to say then. It's a connection word in a sentence, just like the word then in English. For instance, ฉันจะไปห้างแล้วก็ไปร้านทำผมต่อ I am going to the mall and then to the salon. This form of go is usually used with the word แล้ว which by itself means already. When แล้ว combined with go, the meaning of the phrase changes to and then. Here are some more examples. เรากินข้าวแล้วก็ดูหนังต่อ I'm eating and then watching a movie later. กวาดบ้านแล้วก็ถูบ้าน Sweep the floor and then mop the floor. We also use go to help clarify our explanations. This can be used to reply to a why question. For example, somebody asked, ทำไมถึงทำแบบนี้ Why did you do this? In response, the other speaker says, ก็เขามาทำก่อน cause he did it first. When replying to a why question, go is used at the beginning of the sentence. The most common meaning to English is probably cause, the short form of because. Go is the shortened form of ก็เพราะว่า equivalent to because. In an informal sentence, we only use go at the beginning of the sentence to say because. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
Want to speak real Thai from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ThaiPod101.com.
Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, does Thai have a past tense? Probably the main challenge of Thai language is that Thai's past tense is quite ambiguous. In fact, there's no difference between past and present tense in Thai. In this lesson, we'll learn how to address the past in Thai sentences. To address the past and to distinguish it from the present tense, we use adverbs of time, either at the beginning or end of the sentence. Adverbs of time include เมื่อวาน yesterday เมื่อวันจันทร์ last Monday ปีที่แล้ว last year เดือนที่แล้ว last month and วันก่อน the day before yesterday. Let's see some examples that show how we can put this either at the beginning or the end of the sentence. For example, ฉันไปอเมริกาปีที่แล้ว I went to America last year. In present tense, it's simply ฉันไปอเมริกา I go to America. We can also put adverbs of time at the beginning of the sentence. For example, เมื่อวานไปตลาดมา I went to the market yesterday. The sentence ไปตลาด I go to the market is in present form only because there are no adverbs of time. So, if you want to tell someone you did something in the past, you can make sentences like you would with present tense, but add an adverb of time. This way, they will know you are talking about a past action. Pretty simple, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye! สวัสดีค่ะ Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Thai questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I make a request or give a command in Thai? There are various words to choose from when we want to request or command something in Thai. In both request and command sentences, however, the subject you is usually left out. I'll explain more in a few seconds. For now, let's go ahead and begin. Let's start by making a command in Thai. To form a command sentence, you can use the word จง in front of the sentence. The subject you is not used when forming this type of sentence, and จง is mostly used in writing. Let's look at an example. จงเติมคำ fill in the blanks. This would most likely be a written command. When giving a command, there are other words which gives some urgency to the command. Let's go over some. ต้อง must or need, or ห้าม do not or to forbid. One thing different about the usage of ต้อง is that it can be used with a subject noun. For example, เธอต้องไปโรงเรียน you must go to school. ห้าม on the other hand, must be used without a subject noun and when you forbid actions. For example, ห้ามผ่าน do not pass. A more formal way of requesting something is to use the word กรุณา. This is like saying please in English. You need to leave out the subject noun when using this word. For example, กรุณาถอดรองเท้า Please take your shoes off. Here's a tip to make your sentences more polite. Remember that you can always add ครับ or ค่ะ at the end of your request or command sentence. For example, กรุณารอสักครู่ค่ะ Please wait a moment. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. Bye! สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ Is mastering basic Thai greeting really this easy? Yes, you learn a few tips to master the basic Thai greeting fast with this introduction lesson. In this lesson, you are going to learn more about the Thai greeting, how are you, and how to answer this question. It's super easy and it takes only 3 minutes. Please take a look at this short dialogue. Here is a typical dialogue you would hear every day in Thailand.
สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหมคะ
สบายดีค่ะ Let's break down this dialogue together. Someone said to me, สวัสดี means hello. It can be used at any time of the day. สวัสดี สบายดีไหม How are you? สบายดีไหม สบายดี means fine. ไหม is a word that makes a sentence a question. Then the easy part, how to answer. I answer with สบายดี which means fine. Basically, you just drop ไหม at the end, so this sentence becomes affirmative sentence. สบายดี Time for Rinponsin. Ta-da! In case you want to answer something else besides I'm fine, here you are. เรื่อยๆ means so-so or nothing much. ไม่สบาย means not so good, I'm sick. Remember, สบายดี means fine when you add the prefix ไม่ which means no or not. This sentence becomes negative. These are informal phrases. Remember, if the speakers are male, just add ครับ and if you are female, add ค่ะ at the end. These phrases would become formal. Now, before you go, let's practice together one more time. I'm going to ask you a question. Please respond. สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหมคะ Good job. Now it's your turn. Please ask me how are you? เรื่อยๆค่ะ ไม่สบายค่ะ สบายดีครับ See you next time.
Hello guys, I'm Jay and welcome to Top 25 Thai Phrases. Okay, now let's begin. สวัสดี Hello. สวัสดี or in English it means hello, like you used it every day with everyone you want to use it with. And when you do it with adults, you do like this. สวัสดี or with friends like สวัสดี สวัสดี Goodbye. Goodbye, we also use the same word. สวัสดี So when you're going to separate from your friends or like teacher or your parents, you can say like สวัสดี สบายดีไหม How are you? When you meet a person or meet people, anyone like random people on the street or even like your friends, your close friends, your parents, your teachers, also say like สบายดีไหม How are you? สบายดี I'm fine. And when people ask you back like สบายดีไหม How are you? And you want to tell them like I'm fine. You say สบายดี ฉันชื่อ My name is. ฉันชื่อ is My name is. You use it often, right? To introduce yourself like ฉันชื่อ J. My name is J. Easy, isn't it? ใช่ Yes. ใช่ In English it is yes. Have you studied? You want to say yes, I have. You just say ใช่ ไม่ No. Or you want to say no, you say ไม่ ขอโทษ Sorry. When you do something wrong and you feel very, very sorry, you want to apologize to the person. You say ขอโทษ And if you do something wrong to people who are older than you, you can also do this and say ขอโทษ at the same time. ขอโทษ ขอบคุณ Thank you. And when you feel like you want to say thank you to people, you say ขอบคุณ ขอบคุณ Thank you. ไม่เป็นไร It's okay. ไม่เป็นไร means it's okay. Like if people want to offer you something like, okay, do you want a coffee or you want tea? And you said, oh, it's okay. I don't really want it. You can say like ไม่เป็นไร or maybe like sometimes you hurt yourself and people say like, are you okay? You don't say like, no, I'm fine. You can just say like ไม่เป็นไร อะไร What? This one I use often. What? You don't say what? You said อะไร อะไรนะ อะไรอะ If you want to be polite, you said like นี่คืออะไรคะ or you want it to be rude, you said อะไร It's like same as like other languages, right? So it depends on your tone as well. ที่ไหน Where? ที่ไหน ที่ไหน is where. When you want to ask for direction or like places, you use this quite often, like ที่ไหน เมื่อไหร่ When? เมื่อไหร่ เมื่อไหร่ is like you want to ask when are you going to school? When is the lunch break? You use this like เมื่อไหร่ เมื่อไหร่คุณจะไปโรงเรียน means like when are you going to school? ทำไม Why? Okay, why? Like ทำไม Yeah, so it depends on your tone, right? And you want it to be like more of like a question, you raise your tone up like ทำไมอ่ะทำไมยังไง how ยังไงไปที่นี่ยังไงไปที่นี่ยังไงอ่ะไปที่นี่ยังไงคะ like you raise the tone up a bit คุณพูดภาษาอังกฤษได้ไหม Do you speak English คุณพูดภาษาอังกฤษได้ไหม Remember to raise your tone up at the end when it is a question กี่โมงแล้ว What time is it What time is it กี่โมงแล้วกี่โมงแล้วตอนนี้กี่โมงแล้ว like what time is it now อยู่ที่ไหน Where is อยู่ที่ไหน Where is it like Where are you now คุณอยู่ที่ไหนตอนนี้ไปยังไง How do you go to If you want to ask how do you get to the train station in Thai you might ask จะไปสถานีรถไฟยังไงคะจะไปสถานีรถไฟยังไงครับอะไรนะ I beg your pardon actually this is more of like what right I mean but in a more polite way to say what you said I beg your pardon if you remember อะไร means what so you just put the word na to make the sentence softer like อะไรนะอะไรนะ for example ยินดีที่ได้รู้จัก nice to meet you ยินดีที่ได้รู้จักนะคะยินดีที่ได้รู้จักครับ like nice to meet you เท่าไหร่ how much this one is my favorite because I go shopping quite often so I use this one quite often as well เท่าไหร่เท่าไหร่ is how much this product this goods this clothes you use this word like เท่าไหร่อันนี้เท่าไหร่ meaning how much is this ลดหน่อยได้ไหม Can you lower the price ลดหน่อยได้ไหมลดหน่อยได้ไหม meaning Can you lower the price if you go to Thailand you have to use this one definitely ลดหน่อยได้ไหมคะ make it a bit cuter people will lower the price for you for sure believe me ฉันคิดถึงคุณ I missed you I always say these words to my friends and like to like your family like to everyone like okay so in Thai you say ฉันคิดถึงคุณ for guys you say ผมคิดถึงคุณ I miss you nice ค่ะ แล้วเจอกัน see you later so when you are going with friends and you just like going to separate them like going home or somebody is like เจอกันนะแล้วเจอกันเจอกันนะคะแล้วเจอกันนะคะ Thank you guys for watching what is your favorite phrase so far okay anyway please don't forget to subscribe the channel and see you guys soon bye bye hello guys welcome back I'm Jay and today we are going to do top 15 questions you should know okay let's get started คุณชอบอาหารไทยไหม Do you like Thai food คุณชอบอาหารไทยไหม Do you like Thai food normally when people ask you this you just answer them your favorite Thai food like I don't know like for me ต้มยำกุ้งคุณชื่ออะไร What's your name คุณชื่ออะไร You will get this a lot when you meet someone for the first time If you want to answer to that question you may say ฉันชื่อ meaning my name is or I am and followed by your name so my name is Jay I would say ฉันชื่อ Jay my name is Jay คุณทำงานที่ไหน Where do you work คุณทำงานที่ไหน Where do you work you can answer by the country you are working in or the company yeah คุณทำงานที่ไหน Where do you work คุณพูดว่าอะไรนะ What did you just say คุณพูดว่าอะไรนะ What did you just say What did you just say or what did you say I use it a lot actually because like when someone says something too fast or speak too fast and you can't quite get it what they are talking about or saying you just ask them คุณพูดว่าอะไรนะ What did you just say คุณมาจากที่ไหน Where are you from คุณมาจากที่ไหน meaning Where are you from Where do you come from คุณมาจากที่ไหน If you are from the States you have to say ฉันมาจาก I'm from America or the States. If like I'm from Thailand I would say ฉันมาจากประเทศไทยฉันมาจากประเทศไทย I'm from Thailand คุณสบายดีไหม How are you คุณสบายดีไหม How are you and if you want to say I'm fine you say ฉันสบายดีฉันสบายดี I'm fine so if you notice we have this word สบายดี actually literally it means fine so actually how are you in Thai คุณสบายดีไหม meaning are you fine literally it means are you fine but in English you won't ask people like are you fine you ask like how are you คุณสบายดีไหมคุณอายุเท่าไหร่ how old are you คุณอายุเท่าไหร่ how old are you some girls they are very concerned about their age so you have to make sure that you are close to the person enough to ask this question so คุณอายุเท่าไหร่ how old are you but if they are comfortable to tell you how old are they will say ฉันอายุ my age is or I am and followed by their age for example I'm 18 which I'm not 18 but just for an example if I were 18 I would say ฉันอายุ18ปีฉันอายุ18ปี I am 18 years old คุณอาศัยอยู่ที่ไหน Where do you live คุณอาศัยอยู่ที่ไหน Where do you live This sentence has two meanings so where do you live or where do you stay You see like in English you have live and stay like stay for short term right but in Thai we just use the same sentence like คุณอาศัยอยู่ที่ไหน so for example if you travel to Bangkok or Thailand and you stay at a hotel let's say ABC hotel you would say ฉันอยู่ที่ ABC hotel ฉันอยู่ที่ ABC hotel or hotel in Thai is โรงแรม so ฉันอาศัยอยู่ที่โรงแรม ABC or like for me I live in Bangkok I would answer my friend if they ask me this question ฉันอาศัยอยู่ที่กรุงเทพ I live in Bangkok คุณเคยไปเมืองไทยหรือเปล่า Have you been to Thailand คุณเคยไปเมืองไทยหรือเปล่า Have you ever been to Thailand if you want to ask the person and you are like the person is in Thailand already you won't ask them like have you gone to Thailand you would say have you ever come to Thailand so you have to change this sentence a bit from ไป to มา so you will say คุณเคยมาเมืองไทยหรือเปล่าคุณเคยมาเมืองไทยหรือเปล่า but if right now you're not in Thailand like you're in other country but you want to ask the person if the person has ever gone to Thailand you ask them คุณเคยไปเมืองไทยหรือเปล่า Can you notice the difference คุณเรียนภาษาไทยจากที่ไหน Where did you learn Thai คุณเรียนภาษาไทยจากที่ไหน Where did you learn Thai Where did you learn Thai? Of course, our website, right? Our channel. If you want to answer to this question, you want to say like, oh, I have been learning Thai by myself. You say, ฉันเรียนภาษาไทยด้วยตัวเอง ฉันเรียนภาษาไทยด้วยตัวเอง I have been learning Thai by myself. คุณเรียนภาษาไทยมานานแค่ไหนแล้ว How long have you been studying Thai? คุณเรียนภาษาไทยมานานแค่ไหนHow long have you been studying Thai? Like, how long have you been studying Thai, by the way? If you just started, it's okay. We are helping you right now. Like a year, you say 1 ปี or like 2 years, you say 2 ปี Like you just answer the period, like the time length that you have been studying Thai. นี่คืออะไร What is this? นี่คืออะไร What's this? นี่คืออะไร What's this? What else to say? Like, what's this?นี่คือมือถือของฉัน This is my mobile phone วันเกิดของคุณเมื่อไหร่ When is your birthday วันเกิดของคุณเมื่อไหร่ like เมื่อไหร่ is like when maybe it's better to use วันเกิดของคุณเมื่อไหร่วันเกิดของคุณเมื่อไหร่ maybe this sound a bit better Mine's in December. Why I'm telling you. ห้องน้ำอยู่ที่ไหน Where is the bathroom? ห้องน้ำอยู่ที่ไหน Where is the bathroom? One thing about Thailand is like we have bathrooms everywhere. Of course, like we have shopping mall, but we also have like small like shops, like local shops. Even though you don't buy things from them, but if you really need to, you ask them nicely, they will let you use their bathroom. If you want to use the bathroom, rather than like asking them where's the bathroom, you might ask them ขอเข้าห้องน้ำหน่อยได้ไหม ขอเข้าห้องน้ำหน่อยได้ไหม meaning can I use your toilet or can I use your bathroom อันนี้เผ็ดไหม is this spicy อันนี้เผ็ดไหม is this spicy อันนี้เผ็ดไหม or like จานนี้เผ็ดไหม is this food spicy or in short if you can't remember you just ask เผ็ดไหม and point at the food เผ็ดไหม spicy like that. Don't forget to raise your tone up because it's a question. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Now you have already known how to ask questions in Thai. So please try to use them and practice them. Then you'll be good in no time. But for today, thank you for watching again and please don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you next time. Bye bye.
Want to speak real Thai from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ThaiPod101.com.
Hello guys, welcome back to Thai Top Words with me, Jay. Today, we will be doing top 10 compliments you always want to hear. Okay, let's begin. First word, คุณหล่อ you're handsome. But, you know, don't overdo it or don't like keep saying it so that it won't look like you are too flirtatious toward the guy. Be cool, be hard to get kind of girl. คุณเก่ง you're smart. But this word is a bit complicated. Like in English, it means you're smart. But you're smart, it kind of give you the feeling that you're smart from your thinking, like you need to use your head. But actually, this phrase คุณเก่ง it means that you're good at something. So it can mean that you're good at sports, you're good at like music, you're good at mathematics or anything at all. So คุณเก่ง can be used in many circumstances. คุณเป็นเพื่อนที่ดีมาก You're an awesome friend. I would love to hear that from my friends. I would love to be an awesome person, you know, an awesome friend. Yeah. So for me to tell people that he or she is an awesome friend, I think it requires. I like people who always give time for me or love to go out and have dinner together. That's just my type of awesome friends. คุณสวยจากภายในมากกว่าภายนอกซะอีก Your inside is even more beautiful than your outside. I know it's a bit cheesy. You normally don't hear it in daily conversation or in your like everyday life. Maybe you hear it from the movie or read it from the book or from a letter. I think it's the same in Thai as well. It's a bit cheesy. People don't usually say it out. No? Yeah, but it's good to hear. I mean, yeah, it's a good phrase. ทำได้เยี่ยมมาก Great job. If you can't remember the phrase, you can shorten it by saying เยี่ยมมาก You can use this one with anything at all. It's like if your kid did a good job in anything at all, like sport or academic or I don't know, you can just say เยี่ยมมาก Great job. คุณใส่เสื้อตัวนั้นขึ้นนะ That jacket looks nice on you. I feel like people have a certain color that looks nice on them. So let's say that I always look good in black I would say ฉันใส่เสื้อสีดำขึ้นนะรอยยิ้มของคุณสวย Your smile is beautiful Is my smile beautiful? Okay, I'm a bit shy now. Yes, I know that some of you might think that it's a bit too cheesy or you normally don't say it. So if you want to compliment a person that their smile is nice, you can say like คุณยิ้มสวยนะ You have a nice smile to make it less cheesy. คุณดูสวยมาก You look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. It's always good, and girls, we always love to hear people saying this to us. Whether it's true or not, it's just a great phrase to hear. คุณทำให้ฉันอยากเป็นคนที่ดีกว่าเดิม You make me want to be a better person. Normally it's from a guy, right? I mean, like from your boyfriend. If he say this to you, then maybe you're the one or something. I don't know. Yeah. คุณเป็นคนมีอารมณ์ขัน You have a good sense of humor. I love people who have a good sense of humor because I love to laugh. So today we are done with the top 10 compliments you always want to hear. For me, I would love people to compliment my smile. Or if people say that I'm smart or คุณเก่ง that would be great because I love people to compliment about my personality or my effort in something. How about you guys? What is your favorite compliment so far? Okay, so we are done, and so please don't forget to subscribe our channel, like our video, and as usual, check our website at thaipod101.com and see you next time. Bye bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to Thai Top Words. I'm Jay, and today we will be doing must-know expressions for agreeing and disagreeing. Okay, let's begin. ฉันเห็นด้วยกับคุณอย่างยิ่ง I couldn't agree with you more. ฉันเห็นด้วยกับคุณอย่างยิ่ง I couldn't agree with you more. Actually, the word อย่างยิ่ง means very. We use it when we write, but when we say it, it's a bit too formal. So you can, to make it more natural, you can say ฉันเห็นด้วยกับคุณมากๆ That would also means the same thing. แน่นอน of course. แน่นอน of course. Well, แน่นอน sure, of course would do. If you really agree with someone, then you use this word. ฉันกำลังจะพูดเลย I was just going to say that. ฉันกำลังจะพูดเลย I was just going to say that. พรุ่งนี้หยุด เราไปเที่ยวกันไหม Tomorrow is a holiday. Should we go somewhere? ฉันกำลังจะพูดเลย I was just going to say that. ใช่ คุณพูดถูก Yes, you are right. ใช่ คุณพูดถูก Yes, you are right. ฉันว่าปลอกมือถือสีดำเนี่ยสวยกว่าสีขาวนะ I think a black phone case is nicer than the white one. ใช่ คุณพูดถูก Yes, you are right. คุณผิดแล้ว You are wrong. คุณผิดแล้ว You are wrong. ฉันว่าปลอกมือถือสีดำสวยกว่าสีขาวนะ I think the black phone case is nicer than the white one. Do you think so? คุณผิดแล้ว ฉันว่าสีขาวสวยกว่านะ You are wrong. I think the white one is nicer. ฉันไม่คิดอย่างนั้นนะ I don't think so. ฉันไม่คิดอย่างนั้นนะ I don't think so. ฉันคิดว่าเราควรจะลงทุนในที่ดินมากกว่าไปลงทุนในสต็อกนะ I think we should invest in real estate rather than stocks ไม่อ่ะฉันไม่คิดอย่างนั้น No I don't think so อาจจะ maybe อาจจะ maybe พรุ่งนี้ไปเที่ยวด้วยกันไหม Do you wanna hang out tomorrow อาจจะนะ maybe You know what like this if a girl said maybe probably is a no ฉันไม่เห็นด้วย I don't agree no ฉันไม่เห็นด้วย I don't agree no นี่เธอเห็นด้วยไหมว่าเราควรจะไปญี่ปุ่นตอนวันสงกรานต์กันนะ Hey do you agree that we should go to Japan during สงกรานต์ฉันไม่เห็นด้วยนะฉันอยากอยู่บ้าน I don't agree no I want to stay home ฉันเห็นด้วย I agree ฉันเห็นด้วย I agree You know what like in Thai normally we can just omit the subject so if you agree you don't need to say the full sentence as in ฉันเห็นด้วย you just say เห็นด้วย or ไม่เห็นด้วย when you agree or don't agree and that is enough จริงด้วย that's true จริงด้วย that's true ปีนี้เราต้องเก็บเงินสร้างบ้านนะเลยไม่อยากไปญี่ปุ่น This year we have to save up for our house so that's why I don't want to go to Japan จริงด้วย that's true and that's the end for this lesson how about you guys when you agree or disagree with someone how do you say it Don't forget to subscribe our channel, like this video, and check out our website at thaipod101.com. Do you agree with that? Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Thai Pronunciation Guide. In this series, you'll master Thai pronunciation. Proper pronunciation is essential in Thai, and in this series you'll learn it in a fast, comprehensive, and easy way. In this first lesson, you'll learn about the building blocks of the Thai pronunciation system that will help you in future lessons. Thai doesn't use an alphabetical writing system like English does. This makes learning Thai as a second language an incredibly challenging task. It's often necessary to use a romanization system to transcribe Thai into Roman letters first to allow you to get familiar with the script. As you become more familiar with Thai, you'll rely on the transcription less and less, until finally you'll be rid of them altogether. But for now, it's a good place to start. Many romanization systems exist, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. Unfortunately, there isn't an agreed-upon one-size-fits-all system for transcribing Thai into Roman letters. In this series, we'll be using a system that's the closest thing to a standard of transcription for Thai. This system is near identical to the Royal Thai General System of Transcription, or the RTGS for short, which is a type of transcription used by the Thai government for publications and road signs. Keep in mind, though, that its use is quite inconsistent, even by the government. Don't get too caught up with all the letters, though, because in this series we're more concerned with the sounds of Thai, and here they are. There are 21 consonant sounds and 18 vowel sounds in Thai. By using all of these sounds, you can form every single word in Thai. Still seem complicated? Well, how about this? Of the 21 consonant sounds in Thai, you already know 18 of the original sounds. That's right. If you're a native English speaker, then you already make these sounds every day. You can also ignore 14 of the vowel sounds for the very same reason. The only thing standing between you and perfect Thai pronunciation are 3 new consonant sounds and 4 new vowel sounds. You can handle that. Now let me introduce Jay, who will be helping you to master these new sounds.
สวัสดีค่ะ ดิฉัน เจ ค่ะ
Jay will be giving you native pronunciation examples for you to imitate. But for this first lesson, just sit back and listen to the unique sounds of Thai.
พรุ่งนี้ เจอ จาน เฉอะฉัน รึ ชื่อ เยอะ เธอ
In the next lesson, we'll look at the top 5 pronunciation mistakes Thai learners make. You'll want to make sure not to fall into these common traps. After that, we'll begin going through the vowels and consonants of Thai. This is your chance to learn how to correctly say all of the words you just heard. We'll finish up the series by covering some special topics that will really make your Thai sound natural. To close this lesson, here's a question for you. Why is it important to spend time on learning proper pronunciation, even if you're already an advanced speaker? The answer, you will be understood, and this will help you build more confidence as you communicate in Thai. For beginners, you're creating a strong foundation to build on, and for more advanced students, this is your chance to improve your accent and lose any bad habits you may have picked up. What is the hardest part of Thai pronunciation? Tell us about it in the comments. See you in the next Ultimate Thai Pronunciation Guide lesson. Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Thai Pronunciation Guide. In this lesson, you'll learn the top 5 Thai pronunciation mistakes to avoid. These are common mistakes that Thai learners tend to make, so pay close attention and make sure that you don't make these same mistakes too. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Many learners cannot differentiate their Thai R's and L's, mainly because they cannot produce the rolled R sound. You cannot use the English R from right to approximate the Thai R either. Instead, the English R will be rendered like an L sound, essentially making it no different as to whether you're saying right or light to Thai speakers. If you can't contrast the sounds clearly, you might mistakenly say the word for stealing
รัก
instead of the word for love in Thai.
รัก
As you can see, it's crucial that you do not make this mistake. To correct this problem, you'll have to learn the proper way to pronounce the rolled R sound in Thai. But don't worry, stick with us and we'll teach you the trick to pronouncing this sound in Lesson 6. Unlike some languages, such as English, all final consonants in Thai are unreleased. Take the previous example for love.
รัก
Do you notice how air in the final K sound is not expelled? This is true for all final consonants in Thai words. If an English speaker were to attempt to say this, however, they would tend to say something like ruck. It's a natural habit to release the final consonant sound. In order to pronounce this word properly, however, you want to stop just as the back of the tongue contacts the roof of the mouth. Never release the air of final consonants in Thai words.
รัก
This is a really common sound in Thai, so it's important that you can pronounce it correctly. This sound exists in English too. It's simply the NG sound in words like sing or ring. Unlike English, however, this sound can exist at the start of a word in Thai. Practice by first saying sing and then bouncing off of the word. Next, say the word sing internally in your mind. Do not pronounce the SI sound, but do pronounce the NG sound. Gradually, try to isolate the NG sound by itself. We'll cover this sound in more detail in Lesson 4. These are 2 P-like sounds.
เพอ เปิด
The first is like the P in pan, while the second is like the P in span. English does not differentiate between these 2 P sounds, but Thai does. The first P sounds like a traditional English P that you would recognize. The second P is trickier, sounding like a soft B sound. It is not the same as the B sound, however, which is much harder. This P sound is said without aspiration, meaning you should not release a burst of air when pronouncing this sound. Place your hand over your mouth and compare the words pan and span. Note how there is a burst of air in the first P, but none in the second. We'll take another look at these sounds in more detail in Lesson 5. Thai is a tonal language. Tone is just as important as spelling in Thai, as it can be used to distinguish the meaning of one word from another. Thai is composed of 5 tones in total, i.e. middle, low, falling, high, and rising tones.
ไม่ ใหม่ ไม่ ไม้ ไหม
There are no shortcuts to learning Thai tones. The only way is to practice speaking and listening to Thai regularly. Imitating words in different tones, like the one in this example, is a very useful way to practice. We'll teach you all you need to know about Thai tones in Lesson 8. Now you know the top 5 Thai pronunciation mistakes to avoid. Try to be careful so that you don't make these same mistakes. In the next lesson, we'll start learning Thai vowel sounds. What's your biggest challenge with Thai pronunciation? Is it one of these top 5 mistakes? Let us know in the comments. Stick with us and you'll overcome it quickly. See you in the next Ultimate Thai Pronunciation Guide lesson.